It was the four of us: Audrey, an actress; Brittany, a world traveler; and my brother Luke and I from the band Fontaine. We left our normal lives to savor the sun and film a lifestyle video on the island of Sint Maarten. We barely knew one another, and here we were, isolated, far from home, with no idea that one of the most devastating storms recorded in the Atlantic was on its way to crumble the island and rewrite our story. The first week was a sunny dream. The next, we found ourselves evacuating our seaside villa for an inland hotel. It wasn't ideal, but it was better than the 30-foot waves which would later volley upon where we once slept. At the hotel, we were plunged into darkness as Irma roared over us. We listened as the island was carved apart. Inside, water jetted through every crack, the walls flexed, and our refuge moaned as it slowly crumbled at the seams. When the eye of the storm appeared, we evacuated our collapsing room to a conference center below, huddled together, surrounded by sounds. A constant moaning wind, a mother softly crying, roofs being peeled off homes, someone relieving themselves in a darkened corner. Hours later, a hazy light revealed the remains of an unrecognizable new world. Our room blown out, homes bared mangled interiors, the coastline ravaged by beached vessels and ruined structures. We watched our fellow stone-faced survivors wander the streets, surrounded by leafless hills and birdless skies. The ringing silence left only a disturbing reality that pulsed through our heads. The storm was only the beginning. At the Coast Guard station, information was scarce. All satellite phones and local cell providers were useless except for ours, which were used to call the Red Cross, Dutch Marines, and to put many survivors in contact with their families. We used our drone to help survey the wreckage in the harbor. In return, we were given shelter. It was through the Coast Guard that we became involved with K1 Britannia, the only mobilized relief team on the ground. The biggest concerns were shelter, water, food, and avoiding a public health crisis. We spent our days arranging and rationing supplies, assisting with search and rescue missions, and administering first aid. Accompanied by a Dutch military escort, we gathered supplies, filling trucks with food, delivering to much-needed shelters, as well as the island's prison. It was because of our new connections and the Coast Guard that we were able to gain passage off the island in a U.S. Air Guard C-130. Taking off in the early wind and rain of Hurricane Jose, we were taken to San Juan, Puerto Rico, and from there, we began our journey home. For which we were very grateful. Not everyone was able to go home. Irma devastated the lives of those on Sint Maarten and the neighboring islands. For those that weren't there, it's hard to understand the level of destruction that occurred. And for those who made it through, the only future lies in a complete economic and social rebuild of the island, which will take years. On behalf of Audrey, Brittany, and our band Fontaine, we hope to make a difference in raising awareness and support for all those left behind on Sint Maarten who cannot return to their homes. We're establishing a foundation to partner with K1 Britannia, who are still there today, making a difference. They rely on our collective support. Visit wearefontaine.com for more information on how you can help support this cause with us.